Welcome to Barbaras Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news from around the world. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's dive right in. Our top story today is about the migrant crisis in Ceuta, Spain. Tens of thousands of migrants breached the border between Morocco and Ceuta earlier this week, resulting in at least 67 deaths. The incident has reignited the immigration debate in Europe and beyond. The European Union is set to hold an emergency video conference on Tuesday to discuss the issue. We've seen reports of migrants swimming from Morocco into Ceuta, with some attempting to climb over the border fence. The Spanish government has installed a 500-meter-long sea barrier between Ceuta and Morocco in an effort to prevent further crossings. While most of those who crossed have since returned to Morocco, the incident has raised concerns about the handling of migration in Europe. The situation is complex, with many factors at play. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. It's essential to approach this topic with empathy and understanding, recognizing the human impact of these events. In related news, Greece is struggling to contain wildfires that had been spreading across the country. The effects of human-made climate change are being felt across Europe, with record heat-related deaths and historic wildfires reported in several countries. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbaras Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbaras Bulletin. As of today, WestJet flight attendants have gone on strike, citing unfair wages and scheduling practices as the main reasons for their action. According to reports from various sources, including statements from the Canadian Union of Public Employees, Local 8125, which represents the flight attendants, and WestJet itself, the dispute centers around compensation for ground work, which includes duties performed before and after flights. The union argues that the current system results in up to 35 hours a month of unpaid work for its members. It's worth noting that this is not an isolated incident within the industry. Last summer, Air Canada's flight attendants walked out for 3 days over similar issues regarding wages and compensation for time worked before and after flights. That dispute ended with Air Canada agreeing to pay for some ground duties. Additionally, Delta Airlines Incorporated became the first U.S. airline to pay attendants during the boarding period back in 2022. WestJet has expressed disappointment that negotiations have reached this point, but remains open to returning to the bargaining table to reach an agreement. The airline has also assured affected passengers that they will be refunded or reaccommodated as necessary. This situation highlights the ongoing challenges within the airline industry, where staff are seeking fair compensation and better working conditions, while airlines face pressures to maintain profitability in a highly competitive market. It's a delicate balance, and one that requires careful negotiation and understanding from all parties involved. As this story continues to unfold, we will keep a close eye on developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available. The impact of the strike on travelers and the broader implications for labor relations within the airline industry are certainly worth watching. Welcome back to Barbaras Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a closer look at the latest developments in the world of energy production. A recent report has revealed that nuclear power generation has reached a record high, with global output increasing to unprecedented levels. But what is behind this surge, and what does it mean for the future of our planet? According to the data, the majority of this growth can be attributed to China, which has been rapidly expanding its nuclear capabilities over the past decade. In fact, China's gains in nuclear generation have exceeded the world's total net increase, making it a clear leader in this field. The United States, on the other hand, remains the largest producer of nuclear electricity, although its output has remained relatively flat for the past decade. Other countries, such as France and Japan, have also reported significant gains in nuclear production. However, European production as a whole remains far below its 2015 levels, highlighting the complexities and challenges faced by the industry. It's also worth noting that, despite the record-breaking numbers, nuclear power still accounts for only around 5% of the global energy supply. As we consider the implications of this report, it's essential to approach the topic with a balanced perspective. On one hand, nuclear power offers a cleaner and more efficient alternative to fossil fuels, which could play a crucial role in reducing our carbon footprint. On the other hand, concerns around safety, waste management, and the high upfront costs of building new reactors cannot be ignored. Ultimately, the future of nuclear energy will depend on a variety of factors, including technological advancements, government policies, and shifting public perceptions. As we move forward, it's crucial that we prioritize transparency, sustainability, and environmental responsibility in our pursuit of energy solutions. That's all for today's Barbaras Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.